Welcome. Last time we discussed absolute science and gave an overview of the science of spirit. Today we are beginning our treatment of subjective spirit with anthropology and the spirit in the shape of the soul, in this case the natural soul. Next time we will take up the feeling soul and the actual soul and the transition to phenomenology. First, some important introductory remarks, and then overview of subjective spirit's contents, and then a discussion of the three parts of the natural soul. First, we scientists have the soul as our object and alone see its contents, the universe, nature, which are in itself or for us only, not yet for itself, for the soul itself. When the soul becomes I, or consciousness, in phenomenology, it too will see its contents. Recall that the goal of the science of spirit is freedom. Subjective spirit ends with the concept of freedom. We start with the soul, with natural immediate mind, which is infinite and all reality, but the soul does not know this yet. Thus the soul, as the truth of nature, indeed contains and encompasses the universe within itself. We also said that the science of spirit is an educational process. The spirit is learning what it is, namely that it is infinite, all reality, and free. Therefore, the spirit is continually meeting an other, an object, a not I, and is at once the impulse to idealize, overcome, and incorporate it into itself. But in order to do this, the spirit, as soul in anthropology, must first become aware of its contents, make them its object, which it does by becoming consciousness or I in phenomenology. Then, in phenomenology, it comes to realize that the object is not an other, but really itself. It comes to see itself in the object. Then it becomes reason and spirit in psychology. Now, in anthropology, only the soul exists, with nothing outside it. The soul containing the whole universe, qua sensations, within itself. Then, via the natural and feeling soul, it becomes an actual soul, having mastered its contents, its body and sensations, and becoming an I, or consciousness, which now projects its contents outside of itself as a not I and object. Then, in phenomenology, it overcomes the alien object, becomes free, and realizes its identity with the object. Then it becomes mind in psychology, which ends with the concept of freedom, but not yet the reality, the realization of freedom. To elaborate, there is nothing but spirit, mind. But in anthropology, we begin with the mind still in the grip of nature and related to its bodiliness, to a reality external to and different from mind. For example, racial differences. Here we watch how the soul triumphs over its bodiliness and becomes consciousness, I. In phenomenology, the I has posited all the content of immediate mind, the soul, outside itself as a world. Its goal is to realize that this content, the world, is really itself, thus achieving a subjective-objective unity, which is reason. In psychology, the mind, in relating to the object, relates now only to itself. As first intelligence theory, the mind transforms the given object into a universal, hence into itself. Then as will, praxis, the mind transforms its content of urges into a universal content. First, happiness, then freedom, the true concept of mind or spirit. In brief, the natural soul, you, is in immediate oneness with nature and the soul's natural features and bodiliness. Then the feeling soul, P, enters into opposition and conflict with its naturalness. For example, in insanity and clairvoyance. And finally, with the unity of the soul's inner and outer and its mastery of its bodiliness, it becomes an actual soul.